Hi, and welcome to Talking Tech. My name is Alejandro Hoyos, and today we have a very special guest with us. We have Jorge Percival, Director of Marketing for CLX. Hey George, how's it going?
How's it going?
Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here, and great to have you at PAX East.
Thanks for having us.
All right, man. So tell us a little bit about this beautiful thing that you have here.
Yeah, so this is our Scarab. So Scarab is our small form factor in our lineup, and this is a special project that we've done with NUC. So this features A770. So for those that have not seen it, this is the Intel Arc card. You know, a lot of power, small little package, and very, very affordable. A lot of performance at a very affordable price. And this is Scarab's entry into NUC.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So tell us a little bit about the configuration in here. So you already told us about the Arc 770. Yep. So what type of processor and memory configuration? And I see you have an all-in-one, that's a 360, right?
Yep, 13900K. So obviously, you know, the best of the best. And then we're running 32 gigs. So that is 8 gigs, 4 up. So, and then we have 2 terabyte NVMe.
Gotcha. And you said this is the Scarab, so I feel like there's a theme through all this.
Yeah, so we, when CLX was created, we based it around Egyptian mythology. So Scarab is the baby out of the group. It's our small form factor. Horus is the middle. And then you have Ra, which is our top of the line. And then along with you guys at CES, we announced a new god, and that was Hathor.
Oh, nice. Okay. So yeah, let's take a look at Hathor and Horus. I mean, through the whole lineup. So
we'll walk our way through the whole lineup.
All right, let's go check out the next one.
Awesome.
All right, George. So we have here something very cool, very dear to us, very important, because this concept was introduced back in TwitchCon back in October.
Yep.
So yeah, just tell us about. I don't want to steal your thunder, so tell us about what we have here.
So this is Hathor. Hathor was a project that we launched together. I believe PAX West we showed the proof of concept, and then at TwitchCon we were able to finally show what a production model would look like. At PAX West we were able to show content creators without telling them what it was, that it worked. We kind of did it, hid what it was, but let them use it. And that was with this one right here. So this is Hathor. This was the one that kind of proved that everything can work. So this is actually production model 1. Anything prior to that would have been the proof of concept that was shown prior to that. And then this is production model Hathor. So in there we have I guess it's kind of been known as the Duo PC. So you have 13900K, 64 gigs of memory, whatever size of hard drive you may want. But the secret is that NUC that's inside. That's a 12900, 100% dedicated to streaming. Nice.
So the proof of concept and the whole idea behind this system is you actually have 2 PCs into one. You have that 13900K. As what you call it as your gaming, and then you have your NUC also in there as your streaming device, as your streaming device as your capture also. Yeah. So that sounds amazing to have 2 computers into one. What were the technical challenges that you guys kind of had to deal with it to be able to have 2 systems into one?
The first one was definitely power. And you know, obviously working with you guys and your engineers, we were able to figure that out. How do we get the system to run and not have the NUC power itself down? For example, if I'm uploading from the NUC, but I don't need the main system running, how can I shut down or sleep the main unit without sending that command from the unit to the power supply to shut down, killing the NUC's upload, or just shutting down the NUC? So we worked our way through that. Other things that we ran into was, not a lot of cases would allow us to be able to do what we wanted, which was we wanted highest performing graphics, so we had to fit, you know, the big beast that is the 4090, but then also be able to fit the NUC, also be able to fit a capture card, and you know, maybe in version 2 a couple of extra little secrets that are going to be added to Hathor.
Also, you're telling that this is just the beginning for this.
This is the beginning for the space. I mean, it's not getting any less power hungry to produce high quality streams. We know that, you know, this little thing called AV1 is out there already, and we're just waiting for the powers that be to allow AV1 streaming, and when that's ready, Hathor will as well.
That's awesome. Yes, one of the things that blew my mind out, besides being a 2-in-1, is actually having the option or the possibility of actually having that capture card in there.
Yep.
So you're able to see like is a PC, the gaming PC.
Yep.
Then you have the NUC, which is the capture, and then you have the capture card.
And then we have the capture card right at the bottom. So all of it is in one system. The biggest advantage, if I were to say that there was any, is that's easily noticeable, is space. It's just you don't need two physical computers, which makes cable management a lot easier. Everything is just kept together in one. And with our partners at Synergy, we use mouse and keyboard over IP, which allows us to just go from monitor to monitor on one mouse and keyboard. It's just one button push, locks your mouse onto your gaming screen. You game all you need. One more button push sends you over to the NUC. You go in, make any adjustments that you need for your stream. One button push puts you right back on the main screen and you're gaming again.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's amazing. And this is just a mid tower. So two pieces in mid tower. So space, if space is your concern, there you go.
Yeah, she's only gonna get more powerful and who knows, maybe smaller.
That's awesome. All right, so now let's go take a look at the next one.
Awesome.
All right, so what do we have here? This looks, all their systems are beautiful, especially the art design, the color design, everything. And this one is all, it's right there with them.
Yeah, so this launches on the 28th. Mm-hmm. This is let's call it the new look of the family. Mm-hmm. We've, through the years, can make sure that our families have a look and feel to them. Our partners at Fan6 have always been there helping us make that a possibility. So we started with, I want to say in the beginnings, it was like remember the 909 and the 908 and all that. So that was the original look of the family. Then we partnered up with Fan6 and we moved to the Evolve series. So you had all the Evolve series, so Scarab, Horus, and Ra all looked the same. They were just different sizes.
So this is your Ra. This is top of the line.
This is Ra. This is, as far as gaming computers, this is the one that's all bells and whistles. There's nothing that stops Ra. We put everything in there. He is the sun god.
Nice.
So that was the move. We went to the 011s, which is the current look of the family, and then this is the future. This is NV7. We are launching this with Fan6, and I have been okayed to say that there will be an NV5 and an NV9.
Nice. So this is Fan6 NV7. They'll be launching on March 28th.
Yep.
And now you guys are partnering with them.
Yep.
And this is a beautiful case. Tell us more a little bit about the case and also the system configuration. Let's go with that.
Fan6 are wizards, man. The stuff that they've been able to do here, it's like the evolution of the dual chamber. So dual chamber is what you see with our 011s, like we just saw with Hathor. So this is like the next step of it. We don't go wide. We go back to the standard look and feel that a lot of people like, which is the tower look, while still maintaining the benefits of having a dual chamber. So by offsetting the motherboard like they did and closing that off, you have all of the, let's call it business end in the back and party in the front. This is the mullet of PCs. But yeah, man, it keeps everything that you don't want to see in the back nice and tidy. A ton of room back there to keep everything together. And then when you look at the front, it's just all beauty, man.
Yeah, it's a beautiful case. One of the things that I like, and you pointed out earlier to me today, is like they don't have that support here anymore, and they actually just glass on glass, and it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful look. The other thing that you also pointed out, I'll try to show you guys in the camera, is back here on all the cable management back here.
They've definitely really made it clean, right? It's very, it's very Fan6. They're known for even having something with so many features, but keeping it clean. It's not very easy to do. So they've added all the cable management, but when everything's all said and done, right, you can even say, the back of my computer is nice and clean, right? So clean at the top, clean on the sides, clean in the back, clean in the front. So yeah, it is about as polished of a chassis as you can find for having so much in it. So much so that if you want to even clean out the front a little bit more, they've allowed for these bars at the top that show the RGB lighting to flip. So if you have an EATX, then you can put it in, let's call it EATX mode, and it gives you that extra room so you can see that grommet and be able to space out the motherboard. And if you do standard ATX, you just flip those. They just basically connect, it's magnetic, and that's how they receive their power. You flip those and then it closes up that gap so that you only have ATX motherboard and not that big gap.
Yeah.
It frames the motherboard really, really well.
It definitely ties it all together, and like you said earlier, definitely the offset of the motherboard, you can barely perceive it because you think it's like you said, it was like the old towers. It's just like one thing, but you have to look pretty close to see that there's a dual chamber back here, but the offset makes it amazing.
It doesn't feel like you have the same amount of space that you're looking at, right? Like, it looks like an old tower, and it does a very good job of just keeping those dimensions, but then you realize that when you take off the back panel, you have a ton of space to work with, not normal to the old tower design, right?
Exactly.
It's always very tight back there.
Yeah, when the cable management all the top, that's a little bit.
Yeah, no, these guys they're magicians. And it's allowed for so much air inside of the chassis.
Yes, I was trying to count while you were telling me like how many fans we have in there. Like that, you can't complain about not having enough air coming in to keep the temperatures down. And so one last quick thing here about this. So what are the configurations you guys have in here? So I can see like, I mean, this is your flagship, so. Yeah,
this is 13900K, this is 64 gigs, this is 4080. We have 2 terabyte NVMe. I believe that actually that one might have a 2 terabyte NVMe and a 2 terabyte for storage. But yeah, man, and we have a 360 cooler, and it's gonna be here for the 1v1s. So today.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we saw the Scarab, we saw the Hawthorne, we saw the Raw. These are amazing systems, man. I appreciate you spending time with us, and I love them.
Always a pleasure, man.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.